When did you first realize God in your life?
I think I always knew God was there. I grew up in a loving home, a very dysfunctional home. I was raised Catholic, um, so I understood who God was as someone who was more powerful than me, someone who knew better than I did. But I never understood how much He loved me. I never understood what the cross meant. I always knew my parents loved me. I loved them so much. But I just developed this great depression. And my mom's a nurse, so the way it was meant to be handled was just taking pills. So I think the first time I went to the hospital for depression, for like suicidal thoughts and things like that, I was in 6th grade. Um, and from 6th grade up till my senior year of high school, I was taking Prozac for depression. Like, oh, Katie's upset, let's give her another pill, it'll fix everything. I remember my senior year, I just fell apart. My self-esteem was depleting. I was in a relationship where I was cheated on, and I found out he had 2 or 3 kids, and it was just a mess. But one thing that really kept me going through maybe 8th grade until my senior year was field hockey. 4 years of high school was on starting varsity. I got an email from the coach from Clark University, and she kept emailing and kept emailing me. So I decided to go look at the campus. Never heard of Clark before at this point. And once I stepped on that campus, I absolutely fell in love with the school. I loved everything about it. So I think at that point, that's when I really committed to Clark and playing field hockey. And it was almost like I accomplished what I wanted to. I found success and just everything going on in my household at the time. I fell right back into depression. All of a sudden, field hockey couldn't take care of me. Nothing. In my senior year, I was hospitalized for 3 months. 3 hospitals, just couldn't find purpose for life whatsoever. I was just so down. But I remember my parents would always tell me, like, remember, you're going to Clark, you already committed, you have field hockey, you have so much to live for. And even though nothing took away that depression, it was almost like I picked myself back up because I knew field hockey was waiting for me. I knew that my dreams and my goals were waiting for me at Clark. When I got to Clark, that's all they wanted to do was party on the team. All they wanted to do was drink, and I wasn't really getting any playing time, and it was a sense of failure again. And it was a sense of not belonging because I didn't want to go party and do those things with the teammates, and I ended up quitting field hockey. And once again, the depression sunk back in, and the suicidal thoughts came back because my everything was gone. My everything that I could live for was gone. There was this guy that lived right outside that lounge area, and there was just this glow about him when I first saw him. I wanted to know where that came from. He asked me what was wrong, and we talked a little bit. I didn't really say too much. Then there was that simple question he asked me, do you believe in God? And at that moment, my life changed forever. In that first weekend, I asked him if we'd go to church together. And he was a Christian Seventh-day Adventist. And I remember hearing about Saturday. He goes to church on Saturday. It's so important. So I'm like, I want to know why it's so important. I just want to feel. I want to know like if this is the right direction. So I went to church that first weekend, and I knew right then and there that's what my heart needed for years. That's what I needed to take away my depression. That's what I needed that's what I was missing all my life. And it was in that first week, I'll never forget how I felt when I walked in that church. It was almost like I felt alive and complete. And at that point, I just knew that I needed to give my life to Him. And I, grew over the semester, and I think it was the end of April 2012, end of my freshman year of college, I decided to give my life to Christ, and I got baptized. I just can't explain the joy I have now. And the fact that I don't take anything for depression anymore. I'm just totally free from it all. And it all started with that one question: do you believe in God? And the reason why I wanted to share that with people is because depression doesn't define you. Um, and you can find happiness anywhere, but true happiness comes from Christ. And I cannot begin to tell you the wonders He has worked in my life, just the blessings He has given me ever since I gave my life to Him, and even before that. My name is Katie Spitz. I am 22 years old. Love God, love others.